Hey, and welcome to ISOFOX.tutorials. My name is Chris Knowles. I'm your host today. This is going to be one of our first tutorials that we put up for you guys, and what we're trying to do is make really easy, really quick, fun effects for you guys to try out and implement into your own films. These tutorials can range anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes using Photoshop, After Effects, or both. We just want to make life a little easier for you guys so that you don't have to spend upwards of 50 minutes on a single effect from a different website. However, some of those really long tutorials are extremely important, and I suggest you learn from as many places as possible if you're really serious about learning effects and things. One of the best places to learn is videocopilot.net. Andrew Kramer is an amazing visual effects artist and has taught me so much in my line of work. Also, a lot of what we're going to show in our future tutorials are actually products and plugins that you can purchase from their site. So I suggest that you check it out. Okay, so for today, what I'm going to be showing you is a sweet effect that we came up with for our League of LOL skit. For those of you who don't know, League of Legends is like a video game, so some of you may already have seen the Eiffel Tower scene. Yes, that. It was really simple to make, and it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to do so, but you're probably going to want to spend more time on it doing sound effects and more explosions just to polish it up more. Okay, so what we're going to be doing in Photoshop is cutting the tower in half and using Content Aware to fill up the space behind it. Bring it into After Effects, animate it, and add cool special effects, explosions, and things like that. And as an added bonus, we'll probably be going over expressions a little bit just to show you how to make fake camera shake, because we don't want to have a still photo in a video. It just doesn't make sense. So we're going to actually make that have camera shake. It'll be cool. Trust me. Alright, so what we have here is a still pic of the Eiffel Tower. Now you can use any still pic that you want if it's in a city or anything like that. I chose this one because it doesn't have very many people in it. It's a nice photo to do effects with. I'm going to use the pen tool, which is right here. And then I'm going to just trace around here where I want it to be cut in half. Now you don't have to do it this way, this is just the way I'm most comfortable with. You control click the shape layer so that it has the dancing ants around it. And what you want to do is highlight the layer 0. Let's go ahead and call that tower, so it doesn't confuse us later. Control C or edit, copy, and then make a new layer and go Control V or edit, paste. And now that just adds a second layer that has just this part on it. What we want to do is get rid of this though. So let's go ahead and highlight that again, delete it, but also go to Edit, Fill, and make sure that Content Aware is selected, and hit OK. So what that does is it takes the background layer and melds it into some mathematical formula. I don't know how it's done, but it's magic. It's magic. But what that leaves us with is like a jumbled part right here and then some outline of the tower that we had. So let's first get rid of this part so we can make it clean and nice. But see how it's there, it's gone, yay! So yeah, let's go ahead and get this guy going. Use the clone stamp. Make sure that you hold down Alt and click the sample, and you can just kind of paint it away. This of course might take a while depending on how you originally did it. So now we have a tower that is missing. Bam. And let's go ahead and name this guy Top Tower. Save as a PSD. So we're basically done in Photoshop. Alright, so we brought up After Effects after completing our Photoshop file. and we want to import multiple files, the Photoshop file that we did. Now when this pops up, be sure to hit choose layer, and let's choose tower layer first. Okay. So now we have these two towers. Let's go ahead and make a new composition and call it tower. And you can use any settings that you want if you want it to be 1080 or 720. I just like all my videos to be a 1920 by 1080. And then the length is fine. Be sure to match your frame rate with your actual video frame rate, because this is a still picture and we're making it a movie. Let's go ahead and drag the bottom tower. And let's go ahead and bring this guy to top. Looks like it matches in there perfectly. Cool. So what we want to do is animate this guy so that it moves off of that. You can do this any way you want, if you want it to tip over or just slide like I had it. For the top layer is hit P for position, and we're going to keyframe where we want it to be. So let's say we want it 4 seconds in. We're going to hit the stopwatch and go 2 seconds in the future, and then hit the keyframe again. I'm going to move it to the right. Just about that much. Doesn't have to be too much. Just depends on how far you want it to slide. So now what we have is just this. A cool thing to do with keyframes is to, if you have a keyframe selected, hit F9, and what it will do is make an easy ease frame, meaning that it'll ease into each tween. So it'll slow down before it's done. So what we want to do here, because this looks terrible right now, we want to have cool effects and shady things, because everyone loves shiny things, right? Now I have some cool effects that I have already pre-chosen for the occasion, but you can get them from Action Essentials from Video Copilot. And what they'll have is explosions, sounds for explosions, sparks, like from metal bending. What we're going to use is charge 15. Let's just throw it on there and see what happens. So this is what it looks like when you just drag it in. It just looks humongous. We don't want to have a giant explosion like that, or do we? I don't know. It looks pretty cool actually. Yeah. Now let's change that size so it's a little smaller. That looks good. We also want to change its mode into screen. So we got that explosion that goes off, but it's in the wrong spot. So let's bring it over here. So we want it to explode just before this starts moving. Let's try to move it over a little bit. You can finesse this and use masks and such, but since this is a really easy, quick tutorial, we're just going to show you how to slap it on there. And it looks alright the way it is now. But we want to have two, because there's a point of entry and exit. So let's go ahead and duplicate this guy. So now we have two. We can go to right mouse click, transform, and flip horizontal. So now it looks like it's exploding at both ends. But we want to obviously offset these guys. So it looks like something's entering and exiting like that. Now that looks pretty cool. But that's by itself is not enough at all. Like welding. Another little thing from Action Essentials that's pretty cool. So we want to move that to about where it's getting cut off. And of course make it a little bit smaller. So we can put it right there. And of course we could have it screen. What we could do also is duplicate it, move it down, and then offset it a little bit. So when it's sliding down, you'll see that it's grinding metal together. And that just looks pretty cool. Okay, so this is what we came up with for our actual skit. So we color corrected it and we added more smoke and effects and sound effects and such. So what we want to do now is add a camera shake, because right now it's pretty stiff. like nothing's happening. So what we want to do is really easy. Go ahead and hit P on the tower comp. With its position is go to Animate, Add Expression. Right where it says transform.position, we want to type wiggle, open bracket, let's type 3, 3 and in bracket. The first letter in wiggle is how many times it's going to move in each second, and then the second number is to what degree will it move. So in 3 seconds it'll move a degree of 3, which isn't too bad. It works pretty well. It makes it seem like it's not a photo anymore, but it's actually happening. Okay, thanks for watching our first installment for our ISOFOX tutorials. We'll be trying to do as many short videos as we can and try to go over as many of the effects that you see in our videos as we can. If you ever have any questions relating to our effects or want to see something done in the future, let us know and we'll get to you as soon as possible. And just so you know, some of the cool future effects that we're going to be going over are things like particle effects and dust and sparks. We'll also teach you how to use lens flares properly and track objects, as well as making weapons materialize out of your hand. Stay tuned and thanks for watching. Be sure to like our Facebook to get updated and subscribe.